What's up, Jeep Whisperer Nation? So today I'm going to be doing an honest review of the Teraflex Nexus 2.2 steering stabilizer for the JL. I have my 2020 JL right here, and you know, I love all the other Teraflex products. I did the Alpine 3.5 all fully adjustable lift, which has been awesome. Honestly, it's been quiet and it's done exactly what it's supposed to do. But I'm going to do a whole other video on that one separately. I went with the Falcon 3.3 fully adjustables, which again, absolutely love. Okay, but let's talk about that steering stabilizer. It was pretty much dangerous. That's how I would describe it. I watched all the videos and I watched people talking about it and promoting it, and I really did listen to the videos and what those recommendations were. And I figured with the three-way adjustable stabilizer, it would be great for all driving conditions. Well, man, it was really kind of scary. So I ended up having to drive with it solely on the softest setting. And even on the softest setting, the Jeep was, as one tech described it, chasing itself. So I was driving this thing. I put probably 800 miles on the stabilizer, maybe 1,000 miles. Took it wheeling, off-roaded with it. And off-roading, yeah, I mean, it felt good. It wasn't, the feedback of the steering wheel was probably pretty normal. Sorry for the noise. So it felt pretty good. But driving out to go wheeling with it was scary. The Jeep didn't want to stay in this lane. Had a ton of bump steer, just because the stabilizer was so stiff that the steering box would be pushing, and then it would catch, and the Jeep would really turn hard. I had people beeping at me. I think they thought I was drunk or something, driving down the road, driving down the highway. At first I thought maybe the lift wasn't quite right still, or maybe the alignment wasn't right, but we checked all that, and no. We ended up pulling the stabilizer off entirely, and then I took the Jeep down the road, and it drove incredibly well. I mean, I could hold the steering wheel 2 fingers. It didn't wander at all. There was no more bump steer. There was no more, people thinking I was drunk on the highway driving around. It was just incredible. I mean, the difference. And I will say, even the stock stabilizer had a lot of stiffness. It caused the Jeep to chase itself in the beginning, because when I got the Jeep in the beginning, that one was a little stiff. But the Teraflex 2.2, even on the softest setting, was beyond stiff. I actually have a bruise right here on my chest from when we took it off. I was trying to move it up and down, and it was really tough to move it. So we did call Teraflex. We tried to talk to them about it a little bit the day we figured this out, to find out if maybe it was a bad run, bad O-ring, maybe something wasn't flowing right inside with this particular one. But we realized it happened on 2. This was my second Nexus 2.2. We ended up swapping it out. Sorry for the car noise. Swapping it out with another one. So that was number 2. And, it just didn't work out. So I ended up going from the $400 stabilizer, $379 stabilizer, to a good old simple Rubicon Express $49.99 stabilizer I got from 4-Wheel Parts. And I gotta tell you, it's like a different Jeep. It goes straight. It doesn't chase itself on the road. You can hit bumps on the highway, on curbs or whatever, and the Jeep just goes exactly where you point it. It has given me so much more confidence in driving my Jeep, because, to be honest with you, for a little while, I wasn't enjoying driving it. I kept thinking to myself, maybe I made a mistake with the lift, or maybe I made a mistake with the shocks. I didn't know. Maybe there was something wrong with my steering box. But, after reading all these issues online about the JL steering box, I think that this is the real issue. The stock stabilizer is too stiff. You go for the big, Nexus stabilizer, the Falcon, or even the Fox, I heard, have the same issue, that are stiff. The techs were saying that were working with me on this. So I went with a nice, simple, monotube stabilizer from Rubicon Express, and I love it. I mean, the Jeep drives night and day. I drove it back from a trip this weekend, a couple hundred miles. And honestly, I mean, probably shouldn't say this, but I was cruising at like 82, 84 miles an hour, 2 fingers on the wheel, just smooth as could be. holding the lane. I mean, it was awesome. So anyway, there's my quick down and dirty review. I'm curious to see if anybody else out there has had similar issues with the Falcon Nexus 2.2 for the JL. Maybe I'll make a video to show how this one dries now, because I think I might have another video of when it was wandering with the Nexus. So anyway, that's it. Hope you all having a great day. I'll see you guys soon.